I have decided to simulate until next season in the NFL and then take over the team with the absolute worst quarterback situation. And that lucky team is the New York Jets, led by a 69 overall Zach Wilson and a 64 overall Jarrett Stidham. Aaron Rodgers apparently decided to retire rather than come back from an Achilles injury. Now meet the Jets' brand new quarterback, Colt Doss, a 21-year-old out of Florida Atlantic who is 6'4", 241 pounds, only a 61 overall, but obviously you can see a superstar depth trait. He is not that accurate. His best rating is a 76 deep accuracy, but he has 96 throw power, so I think we have a bit to build on here. Looking around the rest of the team, we at least have a pretty solid running back in Breece Hall, who's an 87 overall with a star depth trait. We also have Garrett Wilson, who is far and away our best wide receiver. We have Mekhi Becton, who's a 78 overall with a superstar depth trait, and then Tyler Conklin at tight end. Then we have this incredible Jets defense led by Quinnen Williams at a 96 overall and Sauce Gardner at a 95 overall. And because I simulated the entire offseason, they obviously did the NFL draft, and Cooper was the number 5 overall pick and 80 overall corner, and then they also took a 76 overall hidden depth trait corner in the 3rd round, so we should have a pretty good defense to build around even. But one thing I immediately noticed is we really need to help improve the receiver position, so we are going to sign Sterling Shepard, a veteran out of Oklahoma. Yes, I am signing him because I'm an Oklahoma fan and I'm incredibly biased, but he still has some pretty solid ratings and should make a decent receiver for us. We are also going to bring in undrafted free agent receiver PJ Gabriel out of Auburn, a 69 overall, but he comes in with 98 speed, 97 acceleration, can't really catch the ball, but we're going to see if we can improve this guy into a decent receiver. And one more player we're going to bring in is wide receiver Quez Watkins, a 73 overall, 97 speed, 95 acceleration, 84 catching, and I feel like we're going to need a lot of weapons to help this quarterback succeed, so that's why I'm bringing in a lot of speed. I know I'm bringing in a lot of receivers, but I found another one I think I want to sign. Another undrafted free agent. This guy has a star depth trait, 94 speed, 75 catching. His short route running isn't that good, but hopefully he can improve on that, but we are going to be signing Malik Hamilton. And here's another star depth trait receiver in wide receiver Chuck Trent. He has 88 speed, so he's not that fast, but has some decent catching and a better short route than the last guy, so we're going to bring him on as well. So with those additions, here is what the receiving core will now look like for the New York Jets, at least during the preseason. I also looked through the tight ends, but I didn't really find anyone that I was absolutely in love with, so that's why I didn't sign anybody. Now we do have the training camp stuff that we can do, so I'm going to go through here and do a few of these, but obviously we're going to start with the target passing so Colt Doss can at least get one free upgrade point. Who knows, maybe we can even get like a dev trade upgrade and immediately go to a superstar X Factor. I highly doubt that though. We're going to go downfield here, and that's going to be right in the middle of the target. And now jumping a little bit later, we already have the gold badge here, so this throw will not matter at all, but we'll go ahead and fire this one downfield, take out a couple targets, and what's it going to put us at? 28,570. Now we just have to see if we are actually going to get that dev trade upgrade, or if we just get like 2,500 experience and a skill point, and it will just be a skill point, and it's actually only 2,000 experience. I'm going to do a few more of these, like rushing attack. We're going to go ahead and jump into this with Breece Hall, see if we can get him up to a superstar. I know it's actually pretty rare to get those dev trade upgrades, but I'm always hopeful that I'm going to get them, even though I like almost never do. But we'll bounce this to the outside, and this drill is one of my favorites, probably because it's one of the easiest ones you can do. Now, I shouldn't have any problem completing this drill with a gold badge now, but one thing I want to say is EA did change something, because on this play, your fullback no longer blocks. You just have to outrun him. He doesn't even go block the other guy. So I don't know why it's a thing, but I feel like they tried to make it more challenging and just made the AI more stupid. So I guess that was their attempt there. But now we have a gold badge, so we just have to run one more play. Should not be a problem since our fullback will actually block on almost every single other play here. Over 67,000 points. And do we get a upgrade to superstar dev to really help out Breece Hall here? Taking a while to load, and we do not get it, but we do get a skill point. On the wide receiver battle one, this is probably not going to be a popular decision, but I'm actually going to use it on undrafted player PJ Gabriel to get him up to a 70 overall at least. And now that that is out of the way, let's see if he can manage to go up to a star dev trait. That would be a cool upgrade, but really, like I said, the only reason I did this was to get to a 70 overall with him, and that's exactly what we will get to. Now, I am going to use Garrett Wilson on the red zone attack to get him up to at least an 88, but I'm hoping for that superstar. And we're really just going to get a skill point upgrade here. Now, this is going to be the final drill that I'm going to do in training camp, the DB battle, and we will be using Darren Cooper for it. And we're really only a deflection away from getting that badge, and we knock it away with our head. So now we get the gold badge with this rookie defensive back. I am really excited that they actually drafted this guy, and we're about to get torched on this play. And I believe that's the first catch I've allowed in this one. But I am really glad that they drafted this guy because he seems like he's going to be really good. And then even if we can't retain Sauce Gardner for some reason, I think we still have a pretty solid corner with him backing him up. But we get the gold badge there. Let's see if he goes up. I don't know if you can even get a dev trade upgrade when their dev trade is still hidden. I've never gotten it before. I never heard anyone about it. But we do get a skill point for him. Well, let's go ahead and use this upgrade point on quarterback Colt Doss. And we're going to go ahead and upgrade. I guess we'll do his field general because I want to get him a little bit more accurate. Goes up to a 62 overall, and we get +1 to awareness, throw accuracy mid, and 1 to throw power. Not really what he needed, but I'll take it. Rookie receiver PJ Gabriel is going to get 2 to his awareness, 1 to ball carrier vision, catching traffic, catching, 2 to medium route, and 1 to short route. And I don't really know what's going on here, but Darren Cooper, our rookie defensive back, does get 1 to awareness and tackle, and then 2 to man coverage and press. We are not going to play too much of the preseason. I'll probably play a few drives here, and then we'll simulate through the rest of it. I do want to get to week 1 by next episode, so let's go ahead and jump into this game against the Giants. I'm also not going to play too much outside of just the offense because the focal point of this franchise is the undrafted quarterback. But let's see what PJ Gabriel can do on the kick return, not even get back to the 20-yard line. Now, my strategy through most of the first season, especially until we get him a little more leveled up, is going to be a lot of Breece Hall. So let's start with that here. Hall to the outside with some solid blocking with a 6-yard gain. In case you're wondering, I am using Matt 10's All Madden sliders. Alright, we're actually going to drop back for a pass here. So Doss on his first NFL drop back will throw it to Tyler Conklin for the first down, and he'll get brought down to the 35, a gain of 11. Like I said, there is going to be a lot of Breece Hall in this offense right now. And this time, it's not going to really get us much. Let's try pistol set here. On second down, Doss will drop back. We're going to try to fire this one deep downfield, and that one's going to get intercepted. I believe he was going to overthrow the receiver anyway. I am letting you know right now there is going to be a lot of that going on in this series. Alright, the Giants got a field goal out of that drive that I super simmed, so now we're down 3-0 from our own 25. We'll drop back and try to fire this one over the middle. That one's caught by Breece Hall, who goes to the outside and is brought down to the 45. We at least get a solid gain. I will also try to mess with some auto subs so we get the backup running back in a little bit. I'll be honest, I cannot even pronounce the backup running back's name though, but we'll come out with a handoff to Breece Hall on the next play, and he's going to get a gain of 4 that time. We're going to try a play action here, so hopefully our offensive line holds up. We'll fake it to Breece Hall, now look to go downfield under pressure, break away from the sack, and then get rid of it before getting sacked. Not a great play there, but at least we don't lose any yards. Now we come out for third down in shotgun. We'll drop back to pass, and we're going to launch this one deep, never mind, and that one's going to fall incomplete. I tried to go deep to Sterling Shepard, but now we face a fourth down. And because we're in the preseason, we're going to say screw it and go for this one. Let's see where we can try to go on this play. Doss will take the snap. A quick throw over the middle will be caught by Conklin, and he holds on to it, but now he's injured. That's awesome. Let's get back to trying to run the ball a little bit here. A handoff to Breece Hall to the outside, and he's going to get brought down for no gain. We're going to try to go back to Breece on this play. Don't know how well it's going to work. A handoff to the outside. We'll have to break one tackle, stiff arm another man, and get brought down to set up a 3rd and 3. That now sets up a 3rd and 3. Doss is back in shotgun. We're going to hand that to Breece Hall, and he will fight his way forward for the first down, keeping this drive alive. We are going to attempt another play action pass. Hopefully this one works out better. From the 30-yard line, a fake to Breece Hall. Now we'll fire this one downfield. We've got a man open that's caught by Lazard, and he is into the end zone, and Colt Doss has thrown his first career touchdown. Now we come out in the second quarter down by 3. A lot of the backups are now in, but I put Colt Doss back in because I want to see what he can do with these other receivers. We're going to start with a shot play downfield to Quez Watkins, and that one's going to fall incomplete. Obviously not my best decision there, but now 2nd and 10. Doss from shotgun will drop back to pass, and we'll throw this one over the middle, but he overthrows everybody. 3rd down. It looks like Xavier Gibson is the main receiver on this play. We'll see if he even comes open here on 3rd down. We'll drop back to pass, and sure, we'll fire that over the middle, and that should have been intercepted. And in Super Sim, Darren Cooper gets an interception in his first preseason game. That was the 5th overall pick in the last draft. I'm perfectly fine with seeing the defense do that. Alright, and now the backup running back's in the game, and like I said, I have no idea how to say his name. I think it's Abanaconda. I could be completely wrong, though, and if I just butchered that, I am very sorry. But never mind, he's going to be injured on his first carry anyway, so I guess it doesn't matter. All right, now 2nd and 10. From shotgun, they're bringing a blitz. We're going to roll out to the outside, but we are not going to escape that pressure. A 3rd and 19. We are going to send Quez Watkins deep on this play. We'll see if he comes open. That may be our only shot for a 1st down. And we will just lob this, and he is all alone in a foot race, never mind, and a cut for the 1st down. I screwed up that call all sorts of ways, but 1st down Jets thanks to Quez Watkins. At first when I threw that, I really thought he was running wide open, but then that guy ended up catching up. But now 1st and 10 from the 12, so it doesn't matter. A handoff to the backup running back, and that's going to be Deion Jackson for no gain. Now a 2nd and 10. Doss from under center. We'll run that play action, roll out to the outside, and now dump that off to the running back, and that's going to be a gain of maybe a couple yards. Now on 3rd and 8 from the 10-yard line. It looks like Jonnu Smith is going to be our main target on this play. We'll watch him to come open, and he's not going to come open, but we throw it to the end zone and overthrow undrafted rookie PJ Gabriel. We are just going to take the field goal here with Joey Sly, though, and make it a 3-point game. The kick is away, and it is good. And from there, we are going to go ahead and pull Colton Doss and just jump to the end of the game. Can we pull out a victory here? We're down 17-13, but Zach Wilson leads a drive that gives us the lead. And can we hold on to it? Yes, we will. Final score 17-20. It's not really going to matter how well Zach Wilson plays in the preseason at all, but he did play pretty well. 13 for 16, 140 yards and a touchdown. Colt Doss, 6 for 13, 122, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Well, we got Garrett Wilson up to an 88 overall during training camp, and I didn't show you guys using that skill point, but now we have another one for Garrett Wilson, so we'll go ahead and show that one. We'll upgrade his playmaker here up to an 89 overall. He gets +1 to awareness, 3 to break tackle, 1 to catch in traffic, 2 to juke, 1 to medium route, and 1 to spectacular catching. And our franchise focal point here, Colt Doss, also gets an upgrade point. We'll go ahead and upgrade his field general again, once again, just trying to upgrade his accuracy a bit. And he gets +3 to awareness and 1 more to throw power. I don't need any more to throw power. I just need accuracy. We're up to a 98 throw power though. I wasn't able to mess with this in the first week of the preseason, I assume because I took over the Jets during that week, so the game had already simulated their weekly training. But here are going to be our focus players for the season. Obviously, we're going to use Colt Doss, but we also have James Riles and Darren Cooper, both of those rookie corners. We are also going to end up signing Andy Dalton to be a backup quarterback for us because he has that mentor player tag, so it boosts weekly training experience for other players at that position, which is exactly what we need at quarterback. Well, the second preseason game did not go quite as well for us as Gardner Minshew throws 2 touchdowns, though Colt Doss did throw 1 touchdown and 1 interception yet again. And following the training from week 3 of the preseason, Colt Doss has another upgrade point. Once again, we're going to put it into field general, hoping for some accuracy boost, but all he's going to get is +3 to throw accuracy short. All right, cool. That's actually what we needed because we are getting closer to that being our best attribute because I don't think we should be throwing the ball deep all season. And the third and final preseason game goes 28-14 to Minnesota. How did Colt Doss play today? He went for 91 yards, no touchdowns and a pick. Zach Wilson did throw a touchdown though, but like I said earlier, it doesn't really matter how well he plays. Doss is going to be the starter. We do get an upgrade to Breece Hall though this week, so let's go ahead and upgrade that elusive back trait, get him up to an 88 overall at his base, +1 to ball carrier vision, carrying, juke move, and spin move. But now it is time to end some guys' hopes and dreams as we have to cut 20 players from this team. I think the first move I'm going to make is by trading quarterback Zach Wilson. There was no reason for him to stay on this roster, so let's see if anybody actually wants to take him as we click the get offers button, and there are no trades for this package, so which probably means we're going to need to take almost nothing for him. The Buccaneers quarterback situation looks a little bit ridiculous because they have Sam Darnold and Gardner Minshew, so Zach Wilson would be able to go in there and compete for that job. The Giants are also a pretty bad looking quarterback situation, but Mike Leonard was just the number 2 overall pick, so I don't think they would be trading for Zach Wilson. There's also the Las Vegas Raiders. Their starting quarterback right now is Jimmy Garoppolo at a 71 overall. Wilson may start over him because Wilson does have the quarterback of the future player tag. Well, the Raiders probably just overpaid for that. I don't know if the Jets would actually be able to get that for Zach Wilson. I just decided to throw up a 4th round pick just in case they wanted to take it, and they did. So we get a 4th round pick in the next draft for Zach Wilson. Now to actually cut some players, Dwayne Washington's going to be gone because he's a 57 overall, and Elijah Dotson is also going to be gone. Actually, we're going to move him over to the practice squad just because it doesn't save us any cap space to actually cut him. We are also going to move wide receiver Cade Warner over to the practice squad, and then I think we're going to end up cutting one of these guys. I just don't know who yet. I think it's going to be Jason Brownlee. I will move him to the practice squad, but I'm pretty sure he's going to get taken off of it because he was a decent rating there. So I've seen 68 overall receivers be taken before. I don't know why the Jets have 5 right guards on their roster here, but we're going to go ahead and cut a couple of them. That guy's going to be gone, and then we'll go ahead and move this guy over to the practice squad. There are also 4 middle linebackers on the roster, and we're going to move Jeremy Banks and Zaire Barnes over to the practice squad. Hopefully injuries don't hurt us there. And there are currently 5 right outside linebackers on the roster. Deshaun Dixon, you're a 59 overall. You're not making the team. Sam, I don't know how to say your last name. You're not going to make the team either. We'll go ahead and roll with these 3 for right now. There are currently 10 corners on this roster. That's not going to fly. We're going to go ahead and cut this guy. We're going to cut Tyon Davis as well. We'll go ahead and cut Jarek Bernard Converse. Actually, move him over to the practice squad. He'll probably get taken off, though. And that leaves us with, I believe, 7 on the roster right now. Probably going to have to come back to you. Well, at free safety, there's a little bit of moves we can make. We're going to go ahead and cut Donovan Steiner or Stenner. Not really sure how to say your name. And Joshua Bledsoe is also gone. We're going to circle back around to the running back position here. We're going to go ahead and cut Deion Jackson because I think I'm going to try to sign somebody else in free agency. And we're going to cut fullback Ben Mason because I don't really use a fullback that often. We are going to go ahead and move wide receivers Chuck Trent and Malik Hamilton both over to the practice squad. The only undrafted receiver that's actually going to make it is going to be PJ Gabriel. Like I said, I will be signing a running back, and that's going to be Chuba Hubbard. He will obviously back up Breece Hall. Breece Hall will be our main running back, but I still want a solid backup behind him, so that's why we're bringing in Hubbard. However, that does mean we have to cut at least one more player from the team, and it's going to be Brandon Eccles, a 26-year-old corner with 67 man coverage and 69 zone coverage. You're pretty much just fast. In the next episode, we will kick off Colt Doss's rookie season as we take on the Cincinnati Bengals.